Welcome back. You are tuning in to Traders Nation. My pleasure to have with us here today Brad and Ted Klontz, authors of Mind Over Money, Overcoming the Money Disorders That Threaten Our Financial Health. And boy, do we have money disorders. Brad and Ted, welcome to Traders Nation today. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Hey, Ted, with you first today, okay? Can someone who thinks of money as a way to secure happiness, love, maybe even define their self-worth, do they end up putting their family, maybe even their financials in crises?
Yes, because they believe in the magic of money, like a magical, mystical belief that the more the better.
Yeah.
A couple ways this works out is people who work way too much, and so they're not available for the stuff that really matters to kids.
Right.
And that's huge. The second thing is they're likely or susceptible to taking incredible gambles, like maybe hooking up with a Madoff because they get great returns,
right?
Or doing some extraordinarily risky things. In terms of the stock market, they tend to they would be prone to keeping lots of secrets around money. Mm-hmm. All those kinds of things are very destructive.
All right. Now, Brad, let me ask you, because Ted brought up, your father, by the way, brought up a good point. And, long hours, but sometimes we can't help it. Sometimes, man, we have got to work long hours. That's what we do. And is there a trade-off there with families? Some families are acceptable. Others, it will destroy it. Your thoughts?
Well, it's true. And there's also two different types of people who work a lot of hours. Some of them love their jobs, and some of them hate them.
Right.
But really, it's about finding balance, because we all need to do what we need to do to get by. And I think, positive work and being passionate about your work is really important.
Sure. All right. So there you have it. The key word on this is balance. And I think, as you mentioned, Ted, watch out for Madoffs. The key word on that, could it be common sense? If it's too good to be true, is it?
Well, that's one of the money scripts. It's like, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And what we mean by money scripts is sometimes that's absolutely true. So significant due diligence needs to take place. Because there are sometimes you get what we call an opportunity is it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
And rather than just shut that off because of that particular belief, to take some time, to take some space, to do some investigation.
Right.
Before you make a decision one way or the other.
Ted, let's face it, there's a lot of places you go online, the internet today, knowledge. I mean, you can be overwhelmed with knowledge and information at your keyboard. So I don't know if there's really any excuse anymore not knowing enough. If people are going to put their trust in somebody and their financials and their wealth or non-wealth, I think they need to do their homework, because the system of, this is who I use, you can't base it on somebody else's trust, right?
Right, and you talk about knowledge, and there is a lot, but they're failing in the number one piece of knowledge that they need to have, and that's knowledge about themselves. And I think it's really important to know around money. It's such an emotionally laden topic that we're very vulnerable to the emotional part of our brain making the decisions, and then we turn around and rationalize them.
All right, let's talk about that, Brad. Okay, does Mind Over Money, does it help someone? Does it help them overcome their wrong-headed, their wrong thinking when it comes to their financials? Your thoughts?
Well, it's really focused on looking at our early experiences around money. I mean, we are psychologists after all, and looking at the beliefs that came about from those experiences. And so understanding the belief, like if you have the belief that more money is going to make you happy, or the belief that rich people are evil, or there'll never be enough money, so I should spend it now.
Yeah.
Very often these types of beliefs are unconscious to us. We're not aware of them.
Right.
They come directly from our experiences growing up, and they drive all of our financial behaviors. So being aware of what they are and where they come from is a very important step.
Hey, Brad, I can tell you money looks good on me, and that's another one of those beliefs, okay? As the economy strains along, on a serious note, okay, saving rates are up, but are they still overspending and undersaving?
Actually, pretty amazingly, the savings rate has increased by 400%
right.
during this recession.
Right.
And, supposedly money is less available, but people are doing something really different.
Right.
Our hope is, and actually it's a movement back towards balance, our hope is that this is sustainable, although history would tell us that it's probably not all that sustainable.
Right, right. I mean, here we come back to balance, because we are a consumer-driven economy. I hope we're not moving towards a political spending economy, but a consumer-driven economy. So while I think saving's good, don't we need to spend a little money out there?
Well, it is an issue of balance. I think our savings rate's around 4%. I think in Japan it's 30%.
Wow.
And prior to this recession, we had a negative 0.5%. So,
right.
I mean, it's all about balance. If we keep overspending, we're going to all be in trouble.
All right, so you think we got room then? You think we still have room for improvement as far as the savings concerned? That'll dig into spending, but you think we still have room then?
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's the opportunity in the crisis we have here is to really look at what did we do. I mean, there's certain parts of the economy that we can't control.
Right.
We can't control, but there are certain parts that we can, and so if we can focus on what we can control, we'll be in much better shape when this economy rebounds.
All right. Now, you guys, psychiatrists, of course, and we talked about that earlier. Ted, hey, where do these bad spending habits come from? A little bit deeper than most of us think?
Quite a bit deeper, actually. Most of us have, who have trouble with this, have had experiences early in life we call financial flashpoints. It's like a moment in time going, oh my God, okay, I understand how this thing works. And we walk away at age 7, 8, 10, 12 going, okay, I get how it works.
Yeah.
The reason my family's not happy is because there's not enough money, so, I'm going to go make sure that there's enough money.
Sure.
That's a very deep thing. And at age 35, I fall into bed going, why am I working so hard? And I totally don't have any idea about that.
Right. All right. So, Ted, back to this again. Best way to understand the root causes is to ultimately overcome them?
Actually, to take a look backwards, we do it by asking 3 questions. Tell me your earliest money memory and what lesson you learned from that. Tell me your most painful ones. Tell me your most joyful ones. And that will begin to give a really good idea of what your belief systems are about this money stuff.
Sure. All right. Where can we find a copy of Mind Over Money today, fellas?
You can find it at Amazon and in bookstores. And we also have a test in the book.
Yeah.
If you go to yourmentalwealth.com, there's a code in the back of the book where you can take a test to look at your own money disorders and see what you have.
All right, yourmentalwealth.com, yourmentalwealth.com. Head on over to the website today. And, of course, you can get a copy of Mind Over Money, Overcoming the Money Disorders That Threaten Our Financial Future. Of course, Barnes & Noble today, Amazon.com, and the local bookstore, the guy in your community on that corner needs your support, too. Head on over to there and get a copy today. Either way, just get a copy, right, Brad, Ted?
Well, our aim was to write something that would be helpful, and we've succeeded. All
right. I think you have. Appreciate your time here today. Brad and Ted Clonst here today. Of course, the name of the book, once again, folks, Mind Over Money. Fellas, thanks for being with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
You bet. All right, there you have it, folks. Mind Over Money.